Hey guys, WhatiF here, and welcome to NASCAR Thunder 2003 Season Mode. We've done a career mode on this many years ago, and I figured, well, we did just finish up NASCAR Thunder 2002 Season Mode, so it's only natural we move on to the next one in the Thunder series, which is this game. Arguably a lot of people's favorite, probably in my top 3 possibly favorites for me. It's really up there, and it is such a joy to play again lately with doing live streams of the Thunder License Challenge, Lightning Challenge, all that stuff. It's been nice. Now we get to tackle one of the big Mama Jambas of this game. Well, career mode's first, and then next up will probably be season mode, because this game is freaking tough. So, we're going to create a season, 36 races, legend difficulty, 10% race length, just the same as Thunder 02. Unlimited tire and fuel's off, so we will have to pit and all that stuff. So, yeah. And we'll continue. Obviously, racing as Kurt Busch again. And we have all of his unlocked paint schemes, so every race will be switching to different paint schemes. So there's 5 here, I think, so it's got some nice variety. So, yeah. So go with Kurt. And just like that, we're in the main menu. So, hopefully I can change my paint scheme, enter the feature. Okay, I can't. Okay, just making sure. So, settings, let's look at the AI stuff. So we have it set to legend. We're not really going to touch any of this. Maybe in a live stream, maybe I'll mess with some of these settings for a one-off or something, but for this, we're just going to kind of keep it legend and just kind of keep it pretty straight up. So that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot else to really show. So, I guess we'll just jump into it. Before we do, actually, thank you to my Tier 2 Patreon people, as well as my YouTube members support channel. Perks, you get early access videos like this, and channel emotes and all that stuff. So a lot of nice, I would consider, neat perks. There's a lot on the screen, as you can probably tell. It's amazing. I don't even know what really to say. It's just really cool to see. So thank you, as always. Without further ado, let's get in Daytona and try to start this season off on a good foot. I almost said good note, and then I changed it to note. I don't know what I was doing there, but let's get into it. Alrighty, so basically the theme with this season, we're really not changing anything with the setups, except for Daytona and Talladega, where we're gonna adjust the tire pressure. We're gonna bump that up to 30 just to get a little more speed, just because it is pretty tough. Now, maybe if I was doing like a 100% race, I could probably just keep it on default and it'd be pretty challenging. But just to have a shot, just to be a little bit more competitive, we're going to bump it up to 30. That's really the only change I'm going to even touch with. So, that's basically it. We're just going to have MRN and friends take it away and see what they have to say. And this time, the commentary will be a lot more meaningful and insightful.
Well, here we are at the Great American Race, the Daytona 500, the NASCAR Winston Cup Series premier event. This is Joe Moore, and I'm with Barney Hall to bring you live flag-to-flag coverage on MRN. To win a race is something pretty special at any track. But to win here at Daytona, you're that much closer to becoming a legend in the sport.
The list of former winners here is very prestigious indeed. Who wouldn't want their name to be on it? Who knows, maybe we'll add another lucky driver when this one's all over.
In 1989, Bobby Hamilton got his first start in NASCAR as part of a production for a stock car racing movie.
Well, that's one heck of a way to break onto the circuit. Wasn't too long before he was racing full-time. He won Rookie of the Year honors in 1991.
How many years have we had this game for? Over 20 years, and that intro still gets me a little bit chills. Just so cool to have something like that. Also, I wonder what movie they were talking about. Racing production movie. Was it Days of Thunder? 1989? I mean, maybe production was around 1989. So I don't know, but I don't know if it's a different movie, but interesting. I don't really remember that intro, so that was kind of cool. So obviously, Marlin and Mark Martin on pole. Marlin Martin, that's a alliteration there beyond comprehension. But yeah, here we go. 20 laps, starting dead last. Got the John Andretti alternate 43 car. That looks pretty cool. So, yeah, this track, it is almost like NASCAR 2005 chase with a couple levels of difficulty the more I keep doing practice runs here. This is probably going to be the only race, too, that when we actually do pit, I'm going to probably take right side tires just to have a shot. And the only reason I even want to do that is because the AI can get into pit road way faster than me, and their outlaps way faster. So that is really the only way to combat in that. I wish I didn't have to do that. I wish it was just something where I don't have to worry about that and just play on the same rules as the AI. But I kind of can't, because they're kind of just doing inhuman things that are just physically impossible to do, no matter how good of a driver you really are. So kind of just stuck with doing that. So that's going to be the plan. Because I shit you not, they're going to just gain so much. Again, I'm doing this for the sake of just having a freaking race. I have to do that. Not really a great start, though. We really didn't gain anything. But I was also anticipating them to kind of check up there on the start, like they kind of do in turns 1 and 2, but they never really did that. That kind of throws all of my practicing out the window. Oh, there's a little bit of a checkup, but nothing really that extreme. But yeah, almost every race on the schedule, the AI are going to be pretty tough. It is almost insane how tough it is. Maybe that's why they dialed it back down in Thunder 04, possibly. I don't know, maybe people complained. I have no idea, but it's weird because this game is such a complete contrast to how Thunder 02 was, where the field just checks up randomly, the AI plow into each other, and all around just sort of a mess. But here, they don't really do that. Also, I will appreciate the fact that when I hit the gas and hit the brakes, it responds. There's no weird situations where I let off the gas and it's like a 1 second delay, or I hit the brakes and the car just immediately stops. So it just kind of makes driving almost impossible. So the likelihood of... Oh, that's of course, right on cue. But, yeah, the likelihood of me plowing through every car in the field will be reduced significantly. Not entirely down to 0, as you just saw. Even though they just kind of stopped in front of me, I can't really control that. Can we go a little bit faster? 176 around Daytona is like Gen 7 levels of slow. Oh, great. I'm really glad the AI just run up high. That's smart. Well, I would have gained more time, but Bobby Hamilton wants to be an idiot and just run up high and lose time. So we're just going to draft my team at Jeff Burton, who's in a nice alternate scheme. Because I'm sure Jeff Burton will know a thing or two about being up at the front a lot more often than Bobby bitch-ass Hamilton. Well, the good news is we copped this pack of cars. So now we can basically abandon my teammate and slowly start to just kind of pick these guys off one at a time. So that will be nice. There we go. We got a bit of a run there. We'll just kind of carry some of the back straight away. There's no share draft or anything, so it's just all just pushing the AI or using an air bubble to kind of move them forward. Ryan Newman, he thought about it, but he backed off. And there we go. A couple of spots there. Nice to gain some. And now the other thing, too, is pitting. We'll try to pit as early as possible. Sometimes the AI pit as early as lap 7. So that's what we're going to probably try to do. As long as I see at least one car down throw, I'll probably do the same. And then after, we're going to activate our 2-tire pit strat to try to get up there at the front. And also try to mitigate all the in and out lap loss of time, because it seriously is like 4 or 5 seconds I would lose just doing all that. If I were to do this the honorable, normal way, there'll be like 3 or 4 seconds I would lose just entering pit road and then exiting pit road. It's just absolutely borderline unfair. Not as borderline, it is straight up just unfair. And really does ruin any chance you have of running really well. Like, say if you're doing a 100% race and you got the pit around lap 35 or something and you're like up in the top 15, you made up some nice ground, then you just lose all of that and then some, because the pit crew, not really the pit crew, but your in-lap speed, even if you go as fast as you can, the AI get down there at almost inhuman levels, and then they leave at inhuman levels. So it just kind of makes it a lot harder than it needs to, and it's kind of challenges that are bullshit, and that isn't a true challenge. Making the AI just leave pit road like way faster than you in ways that you can't compete with is not a way of making it difficult. That is kind of it's a cheap way of making it difficult, and that is shit I will criticize. As much as I simp for this game, that is shit that I will absolutely criticize, because it's stupid. And there they go. They're going down pit road. I'm going to brake right before that red scoring pylon. But as you see behind me, they are barreling down there. I almost sped, and they're still just about to hit me. So, yeah, just right side tires, fuel, and then that's it. I hate doing that, but there's just no other way. This game makes it impossible to play fair, it feels like, at this track. Alright, 10 seconds. That was right at the estimated pit time. We actually got out of pit road multiple seconds ahead of them. So we're going to see how much time this really benefits us. I mean, that's also a factor in, too. We're just not going to be fast exiting. So, I don't know. We're going to see what happens. I just hope that this ended up working out. We were pretty far back. We were like 6 seconds back, so... If we somehow cycle out in the lead after all this, that'll be kind of insane. Now we don't really have anyone to draft with, so... I don't know. We'll see what happens. With all that undercutting, we are only just 2 seconds ahead of them. Now, mind you, we got out of pit road about, what, 6 seconds quicker? So we still lost time. Just not as much time. So, yeah, I'm glad I did the strat that I did. Now, the only thing I don't know of is, will it cycle us out into the lead? Will it not? I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see. So, yeah, they gained about, what, 3 seconds from their outlap? I had, like, what, a 6-second lead on them, exiting pit road, and they closed in 3 seconds. Just because their outlap speed is just that much faster. That is just... That's why I did the strat I did. That is why I did exactly what I did. I don't want to hear anyone saying that that was a cheap freaking blow-the-belt move. And even with people leaving pit road, I still don't even... We're definitely not... I don't think we're going to cycle out until leaving. It might be in a top 10, maybe. But we're definitely not going to be cycling out into lead. So that makes me feel kind of okay that we're just not going to completely cheese it. But we're still pretty far away from those cars up in front of me, so... We might be virtual P3, I think. I don't know. I don't know where this is going to cycle everything out. So those group of cars pitted. So yeah, the leaders still haven't pitted yet. But hey, we're running better than we were before, so it'll at least be a net positive after all this. So there's that now. Got cars leading pit road that are in the middle of 1 and 2. I don't know if... I think that's Bill Elliott and Dale Jr. from what the leader was showing that are up in front of me. So... I don't even think we're going to be in the top 5 once this is all said and done, so... That's crazy. That even with the right side tire strat, it still was not enough to get the lead. I mean, granted, we're not really drafting with anyone, so maybe that doesn't really help. But yeah, we're going to be 5th after all this, I think. We still have yet to catch Bill Elliott. I thought maybe I would have been able to. But nope. So now we're kind of in no man's land. Because if I back off to the car behind me, we're going to be way too far back and lose time. And we're not going to make up that difference. So I'm kind of just stuck in wherever this is going to cycle us out. So I'm basically in no man's land. But at the very least, we're going to get a top 10 finish, it looks like. Presumably. Got Dale Jarrett there. Then there's Jeff Burton. That's my teammate. So, P8, and I guess the leader is just chilling, so we might cycle out to 7th, possibly. This is such a frustrating... We're just 1 second off of Bill Elliott. And I can't even get any bit of draft to kind of pull me. It's just... It's so teasing. So titillating? I don't know if that's the right word or phrase to use, but... Basically, we are so close, but so far away to have a shot at the win. I resorted to just... rocking the joystick pad, whatever term you want to use, to just try to gain a little bit more speed in the corners instead of just tapping it. So I know if you hold it, you can hold a little bit steadier of a line. I've resorted to that tactic in a vein to just try to catch up to Bill Elliott. It looks like the leader, whoever stayed out that long, may just cycle out into lead. As nonsensical as that may be, it might have been the best strat. This whole... Trying to make pit strategy logic in this game, it feels so upside down at this track, I don't even know where to begin. Oh, I'm 7/10 back of Bill Elliott. There's progress being made. That's 3/10. Oh, he's going to be catching those cars. I don't know. I mean, that's going to probably screw it up for me now. God damn. I'm having like Kurt Busch Daytona 500 levels of luck where I'm not going to win it for like 17 years. Yep, I've lost time now, so... We're just stuck in 8th, I guess. Another top 10 in Daytona 500. We did that in Thunder 02. I think we got 7th in that, maybe. So, yep, just another top 10 in the books. Just, we can't really do anything about it. We're just stuck in 8th. I think the tire wear may be kicking in. We kind of lost a little bit of speed out that corner, so... Maybe the tire wear is finally starting to plague this car. How has the pack behind me not caught up to me? That's another question. I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me. White flags that and what could be possibly the most boringest just Daytona 500 from my perspective, because we just got to 8th. Can't really do anything. And we're just stuck just 1 second back from the next car in front of me. Forever, for eternity. So, don't know what really to say about this other than the 2-tire strat did work. It still was not enough to get the lead because we just don't have the outlap speed. It's just, it really was crazy just how much time we lost during that cycle. We got out of pit road 6 seconds ahead of everyone, and then we got to line. It was only like 3 seconds from the car behind me, so we only lost 3 seconds. That's just crazy. Anyway, someone's won the 500. We're gonna start off the season on, I guess, a pretty good note of a P8. So another top 10, and it went to Mark Martin. He finally gets the bridesmaid. He's not the bridesmaid anymore, and he gets the win. Johnny Benson just casually 10th. Oh, sure. I don't even know what to say. That was really good that we finished 10th in the top 10, but at the same time, absolutely agonizing that way. I just could not do anything else. And if I backed off, I would not have made up that time to catch the cars in front of me. So we were just kind of just doomed to be running where we were. And the pack never even caught me from behind, so I guess they weren't really fast enough. I don't know. Just weird. So, whatever. Just, I need to find a thumbnail. Right at the end of the race, just under 0.8 of a second away. I can't believe we didn't even get the draft at any point. I mean, maybe 0.8 is maybe too much, too far back. I don't know how that all works out. I don't know how far back we need to be. That constitutes a draft. I think it's maybe 0.6 or 5. I don't know, but either way, we start off the season on a pretty good note. Those other cars in front of me should be championship contenders, I'm assuming. Maybe not Bill Elliott, but definitely Mark Martin, Sterling Marlin as well, possibly. Yeah, I guess we'll see, but who led laps? Who led laps? Mark Martin led the majority. Then the other 3 were from Dale Jr. and then Sterling Marlin. Who led the other 5? I guess 2 were from Johnson. And then 3 from Casey Atwood. Of all people, Casey Atwood. Okay. Anyone blow up in the back? Any interesting things? Jerry Nadeau DNF'd. Pulling almost like a Tony Stewart blowing up like at the 500. I don't know. Anyways, moving on. So next race will be at Rockingham. I feel like we were just there, but that's kind of because we were. Because back then, the Rockingham was like the 2nd or 3rd late race like of the season. Late in the season, and then we come back like a few months later. It feels like it's really close together when you're doing like season mode and stuff. So we're still 8th after that. Laps led. Sometimes at Daytona, kind of most of the point standings when you finish at Daytona is pretty similar to how it is when you actually finish the race. The laps led can kind of mix it up a little bit, but Mark Martin has a 500. He did the impossible, and he has a win right out of the gate with a 10-point lead. And going into Rockingham, I guess we'll kind of see where the points shake up or how weird it'll get. Or just kind of see. I don't know. It usually takes maybe 5 races, then you kind of get an idea of who's the championship battle people we have to worry about. But still early in the season. So, I guess that's it. We're just going to wrap things up. Big shout out to my Tier 3 Patreon supporters, Dave French, 15, Kamikazegames, Bailey Carey, Maxine Link 1986, and Jason Hellman for the support again. I appreciate what you guys do for my channel every single month. It always means a lot, and it's just always really appreciated that you guys do what you do. It's always really cool, so just thank you for the continued support. I'll see you on the next episode of Rockingham, and I'll do some practicing off camera to see what that's going to be like. I don't know. I truly do not know, so this season is going to be tough, though. I know it's not going to be like Thunder 02. We're going to get like 23 wins in the season or something insane like that. We're going to be lucky to what feels like to even get 5. It feels like, I don't know, it's just... Even with taking right side tires, it still wasn't enough. So that's going to be what we have to do going forward with these other restrictor plate tracks, is just take right sides. So, I don't know. Either way, That'll do it for me. I will see you all next episode. I'll see you all later. And as always, have a good day, everyone.